Are you holding on to anger or regret because you allowed someone to do something or get away with something that ended up hurting you? I think one of the biggest things that we forget to do, first off, is forgiving ourselves and realizing that we need to put the accountability where it belongs. Just because we made ourselves vulnerable to allow someone to hurt us does not mean that it is our fault. They are the ones that are accountable, and you need to hold them to that. You need to understand that just because you allowed someone to hurt you doesn't mean that it is your fault. It is their fault if they did something to hurt you. So the biggest piece, I think, in trying to help yourself heal and release that anger is understanding that you shouldn't have any anger towards yourself, and you should feel your anger towards that person, but holding them accountable. And even, maybe you need to tell them and say it to their face and tell them what they did. But remember this one piece: the apology means nothing. Well, I'm not saying that it means nothing to apologize. The apology means nothing in terms of your healing, as far as you might not get one and you don't need one. An apology could help, but it's not necessary to move on and release your anger. What you are essentially doing is you are in that moment when you are holding them accountable and saying, you know what? No, you were wrong. You did XYZ and that was wrong. You hurt me and you were wrong. You are transferring that energy to them. That means that any shame, guilt, or regret that you were feeling for putting yourself in the position to allow them to hurt you, you're getting rid of that and you're putting it on them. They are the ones that should feel regret, that should feel shame, and that should feel guilt, not you. So forgive yourself first, hold them accountable, and don't wait for an apology to forgive them. And forgiving them doesn't mean that you have to have a relationship with them or like them or have any positive feeling towards them. It just means that you are releasing yourself from having to feel that anger, from having to have that dialogue over and over again in your head of what you would say to them if you could just say, all those things that are making you angry. Just get it out, say it once, and that's it, and then drop it. There is no point in holding on to anger or living something over and over again in your head. You're just making yourself suffer more. Release it and be done with it. And that's how you heal and you move on and you don't let it own you anymore.